Alright, this video is to show you how to host a Zoom meeting. The first thing you need to do is go to zoom.us. Then you are going to sign in here at the top. And you type in the email address and the password for your account, and that will be sent to you separately. So here's where I can schedule a meeting. If I ever wanted to do a meeting just on the spur of the moment, I could do that from here by hosting a meeting. I would go to this host a meeting spot here at the top, and I could choose whether to do it with the video off or on, or just to do a screen share, which would just share what is on your screen. But most of the time we're going to be scheduling this ahead of time, that way we can let people know that we are having a meeting. So to schedule a meeting, you can do that by clicking the top schedule a meeting thing here, or this blue button, schedule a meeting. Here we can pick a topic for our meeting. For this, I'm going to call it a church planter check-in. You don't need to give a description. That's for people who do lots of meetings and you're not going to know by looking at the topic, because this topic is not going to be seen by anybody but you or anybody else who is scheduling a meeting. Here you select the date and the time for how long it lasts as well. Make sure that the time zone is complete. Most of the time you don't need to make a recurring meeting, but you could do that if you needed to, that you'd make it the same time and same date of the week all the time. The meeting ID that you can just generate automatically. If you wanted to use a personal meeting ID, you could. This is not important. Most of the time I do not choose require meeting password. That just gives one more step for the people who are joining it, and we just want to make it easy for people who are joining. Here on the video, we want to click on that the host, which would be you if you're starting the meeting, would be on, and then the participant would have their video on as well so everyone could see each other. For the audio, you should select both. You want both telephone and computer audio to be used by the participants. That way, if somebody is not using their computer but using their phone, they could do so. Here in meeting options, I like to click enable join before host, but that's up to you. That way, if a participant is trying to join the meeting early, they can be sitting there waiting for you to join. Or you could not select that if you'd rather be the first one there on the meeting. That's up to you. If you're doing some kind of meeting where it's more of a lecture base, where someone's going to be talking for a majority of the time, or if you just want, or if you're having a large group and you don't want there to be a lot of noise every time someone is joining it, you could select this button here, mute participants upon entry. You as the host will be able to mute people and unmute people, participants, if you want them to hear their response, or if you, sometimes that happens, someone's dog walks through and is barking and you want to be able to mute them right away so it's not interrupting the meeting. But as a host, you'll be able to mute during the meeting itself, regardless of whether or not you click this mute participants upon entry. Here for enable waiting room, I generally don't do that, but you can have kind of a waiting room where you don't let people in on the meeting until you as the host allow them to come out of the waiting room and into the actual meeting. Only authenticated users can join. I generally don't click that because you're only going to be sharing this meeting with people that you truly want to be part of. And then record the meeting automatically. You can click that as well if that's something you want to do. You will be able to, as the host, click the record button manually if you do want to record part of your meeting for later. Here you can select alternate hosts, other people who can sign in with their Zoom account in order to host the meeting. Generally, that's not necessary. So once you have clicked all these boxes, you can hit save. And we have this meeting scheduled. And now, that the meeting is scheduled, you are going to want to share this link here so that people will be able to join at the right time. You could copy and paste this URL for people to join, or you could simply select copy the invitation and copy meeting invitation. Now you have all this information that your participants need to join the meeting, and you can go to your own email or email account, or even Facebook message. If you want to make this a very public meeting, you can put it on Facebook or another social media platform. But this is the way that you can invite your people to participate in the meeting. So you've copied it, you can paste it into an email the invitation to the right people, and then when it's time for the meeting to happen, they will go to this information in their email. They can, if they're on a computer or a tablet, they can select this zoom.us, this URL here. If they are on a phone, a mobile phone, they can tap this number and they will be able to join the meeting. So when it's time for the meeting to actually start, you are going to go to the Zoom account. You're going to go to your meetings here on the side, and you will be able to have a list here of all the meetings that are scheduled, and when you're ready to start them, you can click the Start button here on the side. And if you've not used Zoom meetings with your computer yet, you'll have to hit Open Zoom Meetings. And they make it real easy for you to see what you need to download. It takes a minute to connect here. Make sure that you can click Join with Computer Audio so that your computer, so everyone will be able to hear you. And if you don't see a picture of yourself here, you're going to click here to start video. I don't have a camera set up here for this purposes today, but if I have a webcam set up, I'll be able to hit Start Video, and then my face will be able to be seen there. During hosting a meeting, you're able to use this chat feature on the side. If you click this speech bubble at the bottom, people will be able to type different comments or questions here on the side. Sometimes that's a helpful feature if you want someone to give more of a lecture-based Zoom meeting, and but you still want to have some kind of Q&A at the end. This could be a place where people type in their questions to give answers later. Sometimes this is used if someone says, hey, this website was really helpful to me. This is a place where people can put their the URL of whatever they're talking about, or how to spell something that they're mentioning, so this chat can be helpful. But as people join the meeting, you'll be able to see them pop up automatically, and you'll be able to host the meeting from there. If you have any questions, please let us know.